Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the mix with the Soraka and Leona band. They're scared of that bot lane in this time around, and Riven on the other side because everyone's scared of Riven.
Really, I don't think everyone's scared of Riven. It might just
Are
be,
you not scared of Riven? If I put you in top lane against Riven, would
Like-
you not be terrified?
I mean, like, literally, like, against...
You
action.
yourself would be against Riven.
Yeah, I can't fight. I would die in an instant.
Then that's why the Riven's getting banned, don't you think?
Oh my god. I think anyone here would just instantly kill me. Like, Braum's a nice, friendly guy, but he would just punch me in the face and I'd go,
And
like,
then you get a
flying.
concussion.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
Concussive blows.
yeah, that's why we're banning some people, you know? Riven has a sword.
Yeah.
Do you not ban somebody who was... The point is that Sion got banned too on the right side, and it looks like Purple Team is afraid of the top laners, somehow. And Blue Team is afraid of the supports and Teemo, and I would agree with Teemo because Teemo is a little nuisance. Don't you think?
I think. But, hey, Cho'Gath's bad coming down.
I'm glad they banned Cho'Gath because Cho'Gath is pretty oppressive.
He pretty much dictated the entire...
And I mean, Cho'Gath anywhere is pretty oppressive. He just, personally, I think he has a little bit too much sustain. And he does a little bit too much damage. And he's a tank. So let's consider these things. He's a tank with sustain and as much damage as Zed. Alright. Alright. So let's send that VOD to Riot later. Alright, so Draven getting picked by the blue team. Let's just have a brief reminder that Draven is also Jinx from last game. So, yeah, Jinx last game is going to be Draven this game. And we're going to see how well he can play Draven because it's a kind of a completely different playstyle than Jinx.
Definitely.
He actually has to go in this time and, you know, not completely rely on his support to do all the stuff. He has axes that do 1 billion damage.
Well, I mean, his Jinx was very aggressive too for someone who's not as good in the early game as late
Yeah,
game.
but I feel like he was waiting for Morg at first, whereas in this case, he has the opportunity to be the initiator himself. You know, he throws stand aside, he cues a person, and it gets stuck in their back and they die.
Yeah.
They bleed out. It's like Mortal Kombat in League. And the counter pick to Draven is going to be Ashe, because Ashe can kite forever.
I guess that is the...
I don't know if it's a
I mean,
counter
that's
pick,
the
but the
logic
pick
behind
that they
it.
were going for, which they're apparently not going to pick, was Ashe. And here's Heimerdinger, and here's Poppy. Now, they might go for the Yordle squad of Destiny.
Yordle Squad of Destiny.
The Yordle Squad of Destiny.
YSOD.
Yeah,
Why?
the Yordle squad of Destiny.
Yeah, I know that I just abbreviated it. Why is it called the Yordle Squad of Destiny?
Because Yordles have a 100% win rate in life.
I don't think that's a necessarily true statistic there, my
It is a
friend.
pretty good statistic, but it doesn't matter because they didn't pick a Yordle squad. They're picking Caitlyn, and they switched Caitlyn to Corki. So now we're gonna have Corki, who's pretty decent in the mid game.
But would you say it's good against Draven?
I don't think Draven is going to lose to Corki.
No. And she's even going to get some help, or even more help in the early game with Janna.
Yeah, Janna, they really switched up their play style here for blue side, because from Jinx to Morg, that goes for this, you know, the support is gonna pick people off, and then you can use your super long range to harass. Now they have Janna to disengage very well, you know, give him the shield to do a lot of damage, and now it's all up on Draven to get in there and be rude. Whereas the Corki and the Thresh are kind of the same as last time. They're going in whenever they can, as long as Thresh doesn't lose pressure by missing his hooks. And we have Nautilus. Now, Nautilus jungle, or is it Nautilus top? I can't tell.
I think it's going to be an Nautilus jungle.
It probably is a Nautilus jungle, because there's no reason those guys are going to switch.
You're right. Yeah, it's a Nautilus jungle for sure.
Is it? Oh, you're right, because there's a Garen.
I was thinking,
And
like,
Garen top. That's a man's man right there.
it's a man's world, right?
It is. Yeah.
On red team right here. Oh, Jace, never mind.
That's also a man's man. They're going for mans.
Mans, they're going for mans with
They're going for mans.
Corki, Thresh, Nautilus. The first, like, humanoid here is Jace.
Yeah, well, that's good. Man's a man.
Anyways, we're gonna have to see what the top lane shows for blue team.
Blue team is who needs a map?
Yeah, who needs a map? So
They got the Lee Sin again,
They
and
got
they have the Anivia again,
Lee
and
Sin.
we know that was the dynamic duo of things going around mid.
yeah,
Except for the top gank early and then the bottom ganks that happen 1 billion times. So who is China Sexy Draven gonna pick for top?
I'm trying to think of another just tank destroyer. Oh hey, Darius.
Darius. Yeah. I don't think anyone wants to go up against Darius, especially if it's that Jace. Now that Jace might be mid. I don't think so. Oh wait, it's
Rengar.
Rango.
I have no idea how that works.
I don't know.
Hey, maybe he's gonna be the Garen.
You know, it's kind of a toss-up at this point. He picked a lot of good top laners that I would like to see, except for maybe Rengar, because Rengar is, you know, he can just go anywhere and just kill everything. But it looks like he's gonna play Garen, and whoever he's gonna play Garen against, maybe Jace could beat Garen.
Chase could be Garen. I mean, Garen has to be like upfront
He
and
has to
personal.
get in there. So if Jace plays it properly, he's gonna have a good time in that top lane. If he plays it properly. But as soon as Garen gets too tanky for him and Jace doesn't win the lane, it's not gonna be as fun.
No, not at all. So last pick, Victor with Clairvoyance and Barrier.
Victor with clairvoyance. Is that clairvoyance or is that clarity? I'm pretty sure that's clairvoyance. because
I see.
because it said clairvoyance right there when you scrolled over it.
Oh, right.
And here comes the barrier because we need barriers, you know. I mean, after
that
doing
last
how
game.
after seeing how much the frostbite from Anivia does, you might need a barrier to mitigate that one frostbite that comes up every 2 seconds. That way you survive a little extra longer and maybe you get away, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's the optimistic way of
Oh,
looking at
he
it.
got flash. So now
He's got two ways of getting away from a
yeah,
targeted spell.
If the circle from Anivia stays, her ultimate is on him, he can flash out of it and then barrier the frostbite and he won't die.
No, he won't die. He'll be down 2 summer spells, and I'm sure whatever will pass that along to his teammates. But
Yeah,
he
I mean,
will have lived,
and that's what matters.
and that's what matters. in the
Because
long run.
if you're going against an Anivia, you gotta hope that the frostbite doesn't kill you. Because it crits when you're frozen. If you have little frosty things on you, it does like double damage.
Is it? I forget. Is it from any sort of like frost, or is it just?
It has to be frost. It
Yeah.
can't be any slow,
Yeah,
but it has to be a frost-based CC.
like Lissandra. Would Lissandra work?
I think
Yeah,
so.
like Lissandra Q.
Mhm.
All right, that's interesting.
It's an interesting interaction. Yeah.
I think it would be better.
I mean,
if-
I think Braum would be a really good support to have with Anivia.
I think more champions should have like team dependent like interactions like that. But either way, we're going into the delay, so we're going to be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back, and I hope you guys are joining us for the second match of this third place game.
We'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in this game, the second match, or the second game of the third place match.
Yeah.
And we are looking at you organizing the champions right now, while these guys are trying to set up their early game strategies. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that ideally, Jace has to win against this Garen. He has the advantage, he has the range advantage, he has the way to disengage from him, and he has the early game up to probably the entire game over him if he plays it properly.
Right.
The only problem is if he doesn't actually get ahead, Garen getting tanky and a little bit of damage, if he does get to him, he's going to kill him.
Right.
And that's going to be a pain in the neck for everyone.
Nala's getting poked out right now by the Nidalee. That was almost a full range spear right there, so he took quite a bit of damage right there, which is kind of bad for a Nautilus jungler.
Yeah.
Because you don't start off, all that strong.
Mm-hmm.
So.
He needs as much as he can get. And now, here comes the Garen. He's going to silence the Victor. Are they going to actually fight? Victor walks into melee range of the Garen. It's not going to look very good right now, but there's a lot of battle going on right now. China Sexy Draven is going to get out. Here comes the Q from Anivia that saves Garen.
Wow. A very aggressive team fight there to begin with, but nothing happens, and it looks like everyone will be A-okay to start before the... Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Nidalee's still in there.
Yeah.
And she's causing a little bit of trouble. The Nautilus had to go back because he wasn't going to start his jungle with that low of HP. Garen had to go back, but that's not going to be as detrimental to him. And it looks like they're forcing a lane swap.
Right here, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Jace in the bot lane, and then Corki Thresh up top.
That's interesting. I guess they want to give Jace the opportunity to farm.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go against this Garen because he doesn't feel like he needs to, I would believe. He feels like he's confident enough in beating him, and instead, he's going to go into the bot lane and keep them at bay from his bot lane and, hold them strong.
Yeah, it's better to, I guess, be on unequal ground when it comes to thinking that you're going to win either way against the Garen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can go ahead and completely shut out the Garen.
But on both sides, the Garen is going to be useless if he gets screwed in this 2v1.
Right.
But it looks like he's not even going to dance with them. He's going to go over there and he's going to do Gromp. He's going to say hi to him and be like, hey, baby, give me some of that gold.
Yeah, in the end, Garen's going to be a little bit behind, but...
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be.
But it is a strategy nonetheless, and I'm surprised that they're pulling it out. Actually, Gromp is not having any of his nonsense. Gromp is auto-attacking him. China Sexy Man's gonna try his best. However, a minion has slain China Sexy Draven. That didn't work out as well as he wanted. Nidalee had shown up to try to help him, but it didn't work out very well. And now we have the bot lane pressuring the Jace. Jace is gonna get ahead now because he has 2 CS, and the wave is gonna hit the turret, and he's gonna get those CS under the turret because he can. Garen teleported back to top, not very successful except for probably the experience that he got when Nidalee killed Gromp.
I don't know, man. It doesn't look like that was much of a...
It wasn't as successful as it could have been,
No.
but it happened. And now Garen is going in there. However, now we see Nidalee. She's auto-attacking the Nautilus. Victor is going to try to come and help. Here comes the Q. Here comes the auto-attack. First blood going down to the Nidalee. She heals herself, and now she's going to turn into a cougar any second now. Never mind. She's going to jump back in to Dr. Driver. Is he going to be able to outduel her? I don't know. He has to land this E right now. He doesn't land the E. We switch back to bot lane, and now Anivia is trying to help as much as she can. The Nidalee is going to turn back. And now, bot lane, actually top lane. Goes down to help as much as they can. Oh, the Ignite and the Frostbite going down. Whatever is now in trouble. However, Nidalee shows up, gets the execute off, and now Corki is over there. He goes over the wall. He's getting kind of a little bit too much. There comes the Frostbite one more time. However, there wasn't a slow, so there's no extra damage. Nautilus is here. He's going to save the day. Corki makes it out with his life. However, China Sexy Draven flashes over the wall. Is he going to get it? No, Corki flashes over the wall himself. Now Anivia is running away. There's too much going on. I can't keep up with this. However, she gets pulled. She gets flayed into the Nautilus. And now she's taking all the punches. And she's going to go down. The bird got fried by the red buff.
What just happened?
A lot of things happen because Garen is in here. He's going to spin to win. But I don't think he's going to win very much because they're 2 tanks, and there goes the smite. Oh, he's gonna make it. Here comes the pull. He actually lands the pull. He gets the kill. Super hot fire, spitting that mad fire and killing the Garen.
That shouldn't-
slow down,
that-
please.
That should not have gone on for as long as it should have. It was like, what? Italy?
Literally just ran all over them, pretty much. She went into
Yeah,
that
she-
jungle and she said, "Hey guys."
I was gonna say the barrier that Victor had was actually enough to save him from the ignite from Nivea,
Nivea.
but it was not enough to save him from the like onslaught of
Nidalee.
Nidalee.
She ran around that map pretty well, and I gotta admit, she knows her jungle.
Yeah, she held on to it she held on to it.
She held on to it. She held on to her jungle.
Yeah,
That was her
Not-
jungle.
Not even her jungle. It was wow.
I mean, she claimed it. And now, Sin Eipel is in a little bit of trouble. It's Sean Eipel, I think. But nothing happened. She actually managed to get away with the Thresh Lantern. Nautilus headed towards the top lane and try to do as best as he can. And Draven and John are just pressuring this Jace as much as possible. Jace has actually fallen behind in CS to the Garen, although Garen has died twice. And Draven has 42 CS at 6 minutes, the ideal. Garen actually jukes the hook, jukes the damage. However, Super Hot Fire extending a little bit too much. He's gonna take a third shot on the tower and he gets executed by it. Here comes the Nidalee. She's not messing around. She goes in, she puts the swipe, she puts the Q, she executes the Nautilus. And now, Sean Eipel is in trouble. I don't think he has his escape. He does, he just gets it off cooldown as we speak.
I was
Javelin hits him.
ready for the Nidalee to go in. I was like, yeah, you got this.
Javelin hitter. He's probably gonna go in, really. He's just waiting. Lands another javelin. Is she gonna go in? She's going in. She's going in. Slashes, swipes, Qs, pounces, gets the kill, gets a heal. Isn't enough to survive. And Jace is over here struggling to survive. However, he goes in. Oh, the turret tanks. The turret tanks.
The
turret.
shield helped tank the turret.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
can't speak too much anymore.
No, there's a lot of action going on here.
These games are very action-packed, let me
Yeah.
tell you.
By the way, his name's not C Nipple. I thought that was what it was this whole time.
I thought it was Sean Eipel.
Sean Eipel.
It might be Sean Eipel. I mean, S-E-A-N.
But then,
Oh, it's C Nipple.
that's what I just said, dude. What?
Ha! C Nipple. What a clever name that is. I don't know if that's allowed by Ryan, but whatever. You know?
Oh my god.
So, Dr. Driver is actually having a good time in this mid lane matchup. He's ahead in CS, so it looks like he got used to it. He got accustomed to it. China Sexy Draven is standing over here. He silences the Draven? Not the Draven. Who does he silence? He silenced Thresh,
Thresh,
and
yeah.
didn't actually manage to do much.
No, that looked like it was about to be a lot more than it actually was, but he really only has a longsword, so...
I think he might have wanted to silence the Corki, and Corki's Valkyrie was up, and I don't know. Nothing worked out for him.
Speaking of... Oh, well, first
Dr. Driver getting ganked by the Nidalee. Is the stun going to go off? The stun actually manages to go off. However, the spear is going to land on him. And
That's
Nidalee
all she
just-
wrote.
as soon as the spear landed on him, it was probably game over there, huh?
I was about to point out how Garen is going against a 1v2 right now, but still manages to have more CS than...
Then the
Corki.
Jace did. The
No, no,
Corki.
the
Oh, the
Corki.
Corki. It's because the Corki left lane too much while, you know, Garen was picking up the CS in the turret. That's what happened.
anyways, getting saved by John right there.
Yeah, go Jacket, saving his life. And now there's a 1v1 in the bot lane between Jace and Draven. But Draven's really far ahead. He has a BS sword to Jace's Tear of the Goddess, so he really needs to be careful. And now we have Nidalee going back in the jungle, doing as much damage as possible. He flashes away. He's gonna hook her. Is he gonna be able to do anything? No, he's not, because the snare doesn't go off because it had already gone off before. And Nidalee picks up another kill. Draven harassing the heck out of this Jace, and Nidalee is behind him as we speak.
And Nidalee's gonna heck and do it. Let's see.
There's just a crazy amount of action going on. The Frostbite lands on that Victor, and now Nidalee is being really oppressive. Who's gonna tank what? Draven's gonna tank it, of course. He has the most HP. Nidalee comes in and executes the Jace. And now top lane, we pan back. Pan back? It's a pan back, right?
Pan back,
Alright,
yeah.
good, I got it this time. Red turret is destroyed, and top lane is looking a little bit iffy for blue side. However, they're surviving. And now Corium Dogai is back in the mix with Curl Panda. Are they gonna be able to, who's gonna win this fight? It looks like Corium Dogai is gonna win this fight because the hook probably missed. Well, it missed.
They just fought not even like 20 seconds ago.
I mean, they did fight like very recently, but the point is that he could have won, I think, if he would have landed.
Those are hard to land, man.
I mean, you would know. You miss them all the time.
I do. They're hard to land.
Anyways, looks like the game is slowing down a bit. Anno Babak. It's Anna Babak.
I'm a...
Anna Bihabak. Anna Bahabak is taking down this turret.
Yeah.
And that's good because
that's another fast push.
getting all the gold.
He's been able to push this all alone without Janna at all. And,
Yeah.
oh, 3 are coming down to the bot lane, so maybe that's gonna, deter him from pushing any
It's
further.
also pretty good that he's back in right now. So they might just go for this dragon. I mean, they all rotated there on purpose for this dragon, I feel, because they can head to it and actually, get back into this game.
Looks like he's building a bloodthirst for this item.
Ooh, Draven?
Draven.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's what the Draven did against me the other day, and I cried. So, Janna is actually a little bit out of position. I know she's really strong because of her team. She flashes over the wall quite impressively, and now the dragon that they intended to get is there. What are they going to do? Is there going to be a fight? Is Nidalee going to show up? Find out next time
No.
when they go back into this dragon. Because right now, Janna is putting as much harass as possible. They all got distracted by the Janna. I would chase the booty too. However, they go back to the dragon, and now Anivia is going to try to show up. She doesn't manage to do much. Victor kills the Janna, and Dragon goes down to red team. Right now, Victor's ult is doing a bunch of damage, and we get a teleport. Draven actually shows up, kills the Nautilus because he has a lot of damage. Jace is a little bit out of position. The wall slows him down a little bit. Draven went too far, but he flashes over. Super Hot Fire is trying to do his best. Dr. Driver kills the Draven, and Nidalee pounces, is getting in there, kills the Corki, and now she's gonna zone out the Dr. Driver from flashing over the wall. If he has flash, I don't think he has flash, and he did, but he died.
You should have just let him through Thresh's box. He was, like, they were all chasing afterwards. Thresh is dead right now, so that was basically a
Super
2
hot
for
fire.
a 2 for 5 if this goes according to plan.
Technically, I mean, Janna's back up, so it's still a 2 for 4. That's how I count that.
Okay. So 2 for 4 and then just.
It was so extended that we had to cycle back through a respawn timer, which means that it undid that kill because she's back alive. So we're gonna go with 4 for 1.
Okay, 4 for 1. Alright, yeah, fair enough.
You gotta give them.
No, you have continuity, so I can't blame you.
All right, go Jacket over here with a huge wave of minions. Is she gonna be able to take down this turret by herself? It doesn't look like because the Panda Man is coming around, lands the hook, lands the snare. Not too hard to land that snare though, and slows her down a little bit. However, he's gonna get harassed away and is scared of the Draven coming to him. Victor is gonna come and help him out, make sure that the turret doesn't fall too fast. Everyone else is back in their lanes. Corki's picking up the farm that he needs. Garen is up there picking up some farm against the Jace. Jace did manage to fall behind, so any engage from the Garen could be very dangerous, and especially if Anivia is there, because Anivia is going to put a wall, I bet, and now there's going to come the Frostbite with the Q stun, and China Sexy Draven picks it up with his spin to win. Super Hot Fire getting iced by the Nidalee. And over here, Panda walks into the wrong bush. However, the death charge is going to be able to make him survive for a little bit longer. Thresh is doing his best to make him survive. However, the Janna Tornado pushes him towards her. And now the Monsoon, you're right. Oh my goodness, Dr. Driver's taking way too much damage. And it'll be hot something. Draven's just doing way too much damage. He's just killing everyone. There was a shield, so he took no damage. Horium Dragon is being himself. Lands the spear, gets in, gets the swipe, gets the Q, doesn't manage to execute, but she lands the spear one more time because the Javelin is up every 2 seconds.
This was 13 minutes into the game, and that was behind 2 of their towers.
Yeah, well,
They
know what they're doing, it looks like. Like, they're playing the
These guys are
champions
professionals.
at the best of their ability. China's Sexy Draven dealing as much damage as possible. He's not as tanky as he could be, probably because he built a Crit Glove and a Brutalizer. Who knows? The problem is that they're going to take this turret anyway, and they're too scared to step up. They're going to slow it down. They're like, alright guys, we need to regroup. The Jace power slams a couple of minions, but nothing's going to happen there.
What is that crit glove going to build into for Garen?
It's going to build into Yomo's Ghost Blade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Yomo's Ghost Blade.
Yeah.
He's going to run people down. Here comes the fight. Nautilus goes in, a little bit too ham. However, Victor's ult and Thresh's auto attack managed to take down the Garen. Draven's running away. He makes people stand aside. Here comes the Q from the Jace. He uses it on the crab to close the distance, and now everyone has gotten up to the Draven. He pops heal, and he doesn't survive because Dr. Driver is doing the best he can to do as much damage with that, giant rod.
Dr. Driver is actually the one who's most ahead for Unreal Mesa Men. And he's showing.
Oh, however, the Javelin landed. Is he gonna get? He does get executed, and now Nidalee punches back away because she has a reset on it. Everyone flashed towards her, but Anivia flashed forward, puts her ult down, and frostbites everyone. Nidalee and Anivia take people down. that was 4 kills for nothing.
How ahead do you have to be a Nidalee and
Pounce
pounce into 4 people?
and then pounce out. As ahead as this Nidalee
Oh,
is.
as 15 and 2. Is that how?
I
ahead?
think so.
Is
I think that
was
might
the-
be as ahead as you need to be.
I see.
Nautilus dropping a little bit of a jerk.
There's nothing he can do. He's like, oh, I could go and die,
Or
I
you
could
could get
have
died.
the death. I could have the death
He got
come
died.
to me.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he tried his best there, though. He was trying to survive. He walked away towards the turret to try to get some damage off. But Nidalee is just so mobile, and Dr. Driver is here, dealing as much damage as possible. C-Nipple joins him.
Why are you laughing at that now?
I'm a little immature.
Oh my god. Yeah, that Nautilus is
Is not having a good time.
Nautilus
Like,
is resigned
the
too.
Nidalee just showed up in his jungle and made him have a bad day. However, Anivia is AFK and gets, picked off because she's not paying attention and gets hit by the chase.
That's typically what happens in the league. If you're not paying attention, you die.
Yeah, I mean, she got hit a bunch of times. She kind of just stood there. Maybe she DC'd. I hope she didn't because, there'd be a pause.
Yeah.
Unless their team is just rude. It's like, yeah, you leave, we play 4v5.
You ride, you die.
Or you ride it out. Anyways, Garen is doing the damage on this turret. Now Draven and Janna are spotted in the bot lane. Red team is sending helicopters on their way. Are they going to do anything? And it looks like they're well aware and they're not going to make much happen. Nidalee shows up, takes the red buff from the Panda Man. The Panda Man is going to take a couple of auto attacks, gets frosted, gets iced, gets Q'd. He was going to drop the depth charge on her,
Yeah.
but he died a little bit too fast, so didn't actually manage to go through the animation.
Oh, and
Chase
there
is
goes
over
Jace.
here, a little bit out of position because he was trying to chase the Draven, I feel. And now C-Nipple. Valkyrie's over the wall. Well timed Valkyrie. I mean, it's not like it's going to help him very much because Nidalee's gap closer
Wow.
is on a shorter cooldown.
Yeah.
And she also auto-attacked him for a lot. Just,
Yeah, she's nice to me too.
she's 19, she's 20 and 2.
She's just wrecking them.
She is in a very good spot right now, and it's because of her early aggression. We have to commend someone for being so well aggressive in the early years.
So well aggressive.
So well aggressive. Very, very aggressive and doing it well.
I was gonna say she might get a.
Anna Bihabat doing a lot of damage. However, Nidalee still showing no mercy, just tanking 2 turrets. She's like, I'll tank all the turrets. She might even tank the fountain turret at some point in this game.
She was looking for that legendary kill right there, man, because she was looking for the respawns and to continue.
Oh, she
yeah.
goes a little bit too far. Is Corki gonna be able to do anything? The inhibitor is taking a lot of damage. There's 4 people on him. Janna drops the auto attack. Draven drops the auto attack. China Sexy Draven drops the auto attack, but Draven gets the auto attack, not China Sexy Draven because he's Garen.
And see, that's another inhibitor down before 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're going for this turret. However, oh, he gets stunned. And that's not enough. Oh, it actually goes over the minion. He's going to get punted in by the flay, but nothing's going to happen. However, Nautilus gets China Sexy Draven. Are they going to be able to kill him? Stand aside, stops C-Nipple from doing much. And it looks like the things are going to slow down because of all the disengage. However, Go Jacket takes a little bit too much damage. Are they going to be able to make it? Nidalee is in the wings, looking around, gets a smite off on the birds because she needs the help. She's going to go in and try to kill the Thresh, but that's not enough because she gets CC'd by everyone, including her mom. And Go Jacket takes a lot of damage. Draven is doing all he can. He does a little bit more than all he can because he kills everybody. He's going to get a double kill on the Corki. And is he going to get another kill? Does he have enough to do anything else? He gets a heal so he can do some damage. He gets an auto attack on the Jace. But, oh, it actually lands another auto attack. And that's technically a triple. The timer went a little bit too long.
No,
So.
yeah.
And now they're going back to these Nexus turrets. They're
These
gonna try to do as
respawn
much
these
as
respawn
possible.
timers are so short, and that's why they're not able to like actually
Finish,
just
yeah.
finish the game.
I mean, they're trying.
Yeah,
Oh.
they are.
Dr. Driver has slain China Sexy Man. China Sexy Draven.
Yeah.
I don't know what that name even means. Like China Sexy Draven.
Like maybe sexy by China.
You're opening up horizons here.
I'm trying to
You're a
offer
frontiersman.
I'm trying to offer definitions here, man, and that's what my job's supposed to do. But it's so hard when it's all just action.
I mean, do you think it's hard? I'm having a hard time. Okay.
No, you're-
Like,
yeah,
I'm running
I know.
out of air.
Okay, well,
It's hard to even remember champion names at this point. As far as I know, it's fucking C-Nipple is the Earth. So, there's that.
yeah.
Jace is looking around for a blue buff, perhaps. Oh, they're actually going for that dragon because they got it the first time. However, Baron's going to be up. They have to be careful not to give up this Baron. Go Jacket actually uses his coin. Go Jacket is going to do Oh, he gets the slow off. Anivia also tries to help out. That javelin did 3/4 of his HP.
Wow.
Korean Dog Eye is doing a lot of damage, and now this fight is going off. However, Panda ults the Anivia, doesn't manage to get much done, and he's gonna just die while Janna tries to 1v1 the Jace, but gets a shock blast to the eye.
Yeah, to the eye.
To the Eye of the Storm.
Ooh,
Yeah,
clever.
because that's her title.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Oh, it doesn't matter. That Jace is so dead.
Yeah, Jace died to Draven, because Draven has a Bloodthirster and an Infinity Edge, and he's also juggling his axes quite well. It's pretty impressive.
It's, yeah.
So, what are they going to do now?
Oh, look, Nidalee's just in the base.
Red
just,
team
just 'cause.
did get the second dragon, though, and that's pretty good for them. I mean,
Yeah, they got tower destruction now.
yeah, so now if they get a chance to come back, they'll be able to do the damage. So that's what matters, though. See, they're not giving up. They're going in and trying to take the objectives that they can get. And it's pretty respectable that they managed to do that, you know?
Exactly. Like, if this was a war, they're on, like, a good, like, history would remember them.
History will be remembered.
But,
Today's history is being made. China Sexy Draven actually manages to help Draven kill Victor, and Draven also kills the Thresh. However, Corki gets a revenge kill on China Sexy Draven. Draven is just killing everyone. However, he dies to Corki as well.
so now they don't have any real damage to take down this last tower.
And just keep in mind that this is all happening on Red Side's base. And now we have Anivia and Janna doing as much damage as they can to the turret. The Super Nathan's tanking it for them. However, Corki's telling them to get out of here.
There's,
There's just respawn timers now.
yeah, that's...
Which
Whoa!
is... Yeah.
That was real cool!
What happened?
Victor's respawn animation.
What did it do?
He, like, spawned out from, like, a, underground lair.
Oh, an
No.
underground lair?
Yeah.
Huh. Is he like a mad scientist?
No.
He's not?
I mean, yeah, he is, but...
He is a mad scientist.
Yeah, you're right.
So it would make sense, right? He's like Batman.
He also...
Everybody is Batman in this game, I feel. Like, everybody's backstory could make them akin to Batman. No?
Do it for the fans. They want... they want someone to go solo Baron.
Alright. I want to see the Solo Baron. I feel like Nidalee has the best shot, but I also want to see Garen do it because he does nothing. And Korean Dog Eye overstepping his boundaries. C-Nipple, Valkyrie's in just to see her die.
That was,
I mean, he wanted to see it die.
yeah. But yet again, that was... Nidalee might want to learn from, like,
that one.
jumping... Yeah, well, she did it again and died earlier.
She did it the first time
First
into
time it
4
works.
people, and she lived. She did it the second time, and it worked. She did it a third time, it still worked, but this time it didn't work. And this is where she has to be careful, because if she does that one too many times, she's gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Suddenly, they're not,
Yeah, they're not gonna be
They're
that
not so
far
far
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, but the slow from Anivia's ult is being a little bit too much. Draven and China are pairing up. I think there might be a couple. But they're up in the top lane, trying to take down turrets. Anivia doesn't actually take any damage because she's Anivia, and Thresh doesn't manage to land his hook because they're so darn fast. However, the wall is slowing them down, and now Anivia turns the chase around. The flash over by Super Hot Fire. Dr. Driver destroys Draven, and China Sexy Draven is trying to do his best. But in the bot lane, we have Anivia doing so much damage, and Korean Dog Eye shows up to the party, and he's like, hey, let me take a bite of that. And he kills Draven, Thresh, and Nautilus.
Corki killed Garen.
Hey, China Sexy Draven, and Victor died in the top lane. Yep. But they got the turret there.
Yeah.
So now there's 2 inhibitors open for red side. They need to be extra careful for those back doors. And Korean Dog Eye is nearby. What's he gonna do? He's gonna chase him down slowly. Ooh, he doesn't land the second javelin. Come on, Korean Dog Eye, what are you gonna do? Is he gonna land the third javelin? He does land the third javelin,
Wow.
and it actually took him down to like
Nothing.
8/10 of his HP. Or it took 8/10 of his HP. But now, Korean Dog Eye is making the mistake that we did not want him to make last time. He had almost dived into 4 people, and now he's being chased. Really? Oh my goodness, so much damage coming from that Victor Q. Is it an E? It's
Victor?
an E.
Yeah, it's E. But
It's a little laser beam.
Oh, Victor's, I was gonna say, is really fast, but he's got that Ludens, so...
Yeah, but he also could use a Q right now on a minion. Oh, and Dr. Driver
Ooh.
gets turned around on by the Nidalee. Are they going to be able to do much? Yes, they can, because Go Jacket is here with Anivia. The troops are here. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone dies to the Nidalee because she's really, really strong and she just executes everyone from full HP.
Everyone But she strung everyone along there like for an hour.
Yeah, she had them coming. I mean, she's 35 and 8 now.
Yeah.
Not 35.
Yeah,
30, comma, 5, comma, 8.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the second comma. But they're taking Baron because China Sexy Draven and Draven do a lot of damage. And Anivia is just there because she's a bird.
She's a bird.
She's probably their pet bird. Pretty strong pet bird, really. 4-2, 17.
Oh, look,
Draven.
they've got the whole animal theme again on the on blue team with the bird and the cougar, and they're real fond of animals.
Well, there's only 2 animals. There's a bird and a cougar.
Yeah, but last time they also had
A bear.
A bear.
Oh no, that was on the other side.
Oh yeah.
So they never had a bear. But Panda Man over here takes a little bit too much damage from the Anivia, and now China Sexy Draven is going to try to take this inhibitor. However, he pops Yomu's Ghost Blade. Is he going to be able to make it out? He pops his extra armor, and Go Jacket steps a little bit out of boundaries. However, here comes the Draven. He flashes in 1 auto attack, 2 auto attacks, 3 auto attacks, a flash fail from C Nipple, and that is the count for him.
4.
4.
You killed him.
Yeah. Oh, the javelin doesn't land. And now, let's see if Korean Dagai is going to be able to take this inhibitor. Because there's 3 people up. There are barely 3 people that could kill him if she misplays. However, she doesn't misplay. She plays it perfectly, lands a javelin, jumps in, executes, and now Korean Dagai is just waiting for his Anivia to land the frostbite, put down the walls, and kill everyone in the domain of Nidalee. This whole place is her domain. This is her jungle. This whole Summoner's Rift is her jungle. Baron is her pet.
Nidalee has a Magi's and Sword of the Occult. they're both at 13 stacks.
They're both at 13 stacks. You're correct.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh my.
Victor came in and tried to do as much damage as possible, but he wasn't able. He actually flashes away from the javelin. Everything looks good for him. He managed to escape. C Nipple's trying to do his best. Are they going to take the top inhibitor? It doesn't look like they will. They're just letting the minions do it. Ooh, he tanks a javelin one more time. Doctor is not feeling good today, you know? What do you do when the doctor is not feeling good?
Cry.
It's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Like if you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, hey man, I'm sick, there's nothing to do. There's no counterplay to that in real life. Oh, and the javelin actually managed to land on the Jace. Jace is not having a good time right now. Go Jacket is making sure that the minions don't go too far away and they clump up for his team. And Nidalee is off on the side, dealing and throwing as much spears as he can. They're all distracted with her. And Panda Man is over here, tries to land the hook. However, the Pounce manages to cancel the hook sometime. Korean Dagai lands his Q, gets another stack. And here comes China Sexy Draven trying to go on this Jace, but that's not going to happen. A lot of laser beams going down, a lot of ice is being spit out everywhere. Oh, Jace tried to flash in to kill the Anivia, although she did have egg. And then China Sexy Draven flashed in and killed him.
Yeah.
So Valkyrie's going in back and forth, you know, home guards here and there. Go Jacket in his egg. China Sexy Draven is dead. Oh, where is Draven?
No, Draven was
Bot
yeah,
lane.
Draven was
He's
killing
just
Dragon.
pushing. Oh yeah, he got Dragon. You're right.
Oh, well, this game's over.
And the game has ended. That's the second game going to Who Needs a Map, playing that Nidalee jungle to perfection and getting a lot of stacks on her Mage Eyes and Sword of the Occult.
No, they were 20. They were both 20.
Oh,
by
wow.
the end of the game, she had 20 stacks on both items.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We should have more stacking items.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Anyways, that is it for these 2 games for 3rd place. I hope you guys really enjoyed them, and I'd like to remind you that next week we have an ARAM tournament, April 30th. It's going to be at 5:30 p.m. Riot's going to be there. There's going to be food, and it's just like any other ARAM tournament you've seen before. So I really hope to see you guys there. Also, the event that's coming up next after that is the Freedom Cup, very similar to this one. We encourage all you teams to join up and challenge these guys that you've seen today. Maybe you can get further, and the more teams the merrier, right?
Definitely.
And finally, we'd like to remind you guys that Level Up Expo is on May 30th, and we would love for you guys to sign up and join us in that tournament. This tournament is going to have a prize pool of over $1,000, and I really hope you guys can make it because it's going to be an exciting convention with anime and, you know, all sorts of video games, really.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you guys there. This is Rodrigo Yiscabel Fernandez,
Joshua Tom Nookstedt Rivera.
and we're going to be signing out for the day.
All right. Good
See you
night.
guys.